What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome on to today's video, and today we are taking out the new Tuareg 660 from Motorcorsa. These are the type of areas that this bike absolutely excels. Bit of back roads, hitting up the dirty stuff. It's a great little punchy engine. Like I said, the only thing to me is kind of missing at the minute is that quick shifter. I'd love to be able to blip through. At the minute when I'm going to grab the clutch lever, I do find my fingers hitting the front of the handguards, but that's just muscle memory. Something that I would get better at over time. Me personally, I think it's got a face only a mother could love. The only good thing with this front is it does have the same Aprilia lighting at the front. So they're the daytime running lights. Push the button at the top, and there you go. This does have auto lights, so they're your running lights, and then when the sensors are getting dark, it puts on the dip beams. Aprilia are producing this bike in 3 different colours. We've got the red and black, you've got the gold and black. Those two bikes coming in at £10,600, and then finally you've got the blue, white and red, which comes in at £11,100. Speaking of Motorcorsa, this bike, there are plenty of optional extras that you can add on, but with any of those extras there is a premium price tag. If you were to get the full luggage rack for this bike, it's going to set you back somewhere in the region of £2,500, which is a lot of money just for some luggage. Yeah, thank you very much. That's nice. Don't get that very often. I do, hanging around with you. SOS. A good thing with this bike, if you do choose to take it off-road, it has got 240mm of travel in the front forks, so plenty of play for going around on the off-road in the green lanes. The 660 engine in this maxes out with 80 horsepower, depending what rider mode you're in, which brings us nicely onto the rider modes. There are 4 modes within this. You've got urban, off-road, individual and explore. Urban is going to be your more rain orientated mode, so the traction control is going to be the highest, the ABS is going to be up there, the engine braking is going to be the least. So ideal for around town, or especially if it's doing the wet stuff. Explore is going to be your more everyday riding, and then you're going to move on to off-road, which at the minute the rear ABS is disabled, but on the off-road you can go into the settings and you can take the ABS off the front and rear of the tyres. Both off-road and individual, you can customise them to your liking. So it's really nice to see when they give you the tech and all that capability, but also they enable you to change it and tweak it to make it perfect for your riding style. Really like that. For the seating position, really comfortable. My knees have got a nice relaxed bend in them. Handlebars are in a nice relaxed position for your torso. You're not leant over whatsoever. As you can see, I do have my phone currently mounted to the handlebar, but just above the 5-inch TFT screen we have got a little bar where you can put your sat nav. And a good thing as well, down here has the USB port, so you can keep your phone or sat nav charged throughout your rides. Standing up, handlebars at a really nice position, not too low where I'm bending over. I'm stood up pretty straight, and everything is within reach. Just testing the suspension. Currently I've got the gear change indicator set to 6,000 RPM, and you'll notice in the top left hand corner here it will start flashing red, and that's just telling you need to start changing it. But you can go into the settings and change that limit, so it's up to you. If you leave it down there, I used to push it up nice and high so it didn't come up, especially at night time. On the R1 it's a white light, so bright white light flashing at you at night was off putting, so I used to turn it off. Oh, God, I love a horn, ND. So let's have a quick look through the handlebars. On the left hand side, on the far left hand side, you've got your passing light or your high beams. So passing light, you're going to pull it towards you. See there, high beam flicks on, or push it away and there you go, stays on. Pull it towards you to cancel it. Top left hand side, you've got the cruise control. You're going to hold it from right to left until that starts flashing. Get to your speed, hold it again. See there, it's flashing. Get to your speed, pull it in once, right to left, and there you go. And you can push it up and down and speed it up. Twisting the throttle forward or touching the brake, that will deactivate the cruise control. And I'm going left. Oh yeah! Yes! Oh, look at the little horses. So for whatever reason Aprilia have done it where when you're not using the cruise control it flashes constantly like this. It does me on the Aprilia that I've got. So to turn it off you have to deactivate the cruise control, exactly the same, right to left, hold it in. Coming into your D-pad, so up, down, right and then return. So up, down, enter and back. So we've got two trip modes, trip A, trip B, and then to flick through them you're going to push on the right on the D-pad. Yeah, push right on the D-pad and there you go, flicks between A and B. Once you're in, whatever trip you want to be in, up and down to cycle through the different menus. So we got our trip, time, max speed, average fuel, fuel consumption, what traction level control we're in, and then the odometer. Underneath that, your standard left and right indicators and your horn. Moving over to the right hand side, that's got top right hand button is our lights to switch between daytime running and then dip beam. You've got your kill and start switch and then your mode selector underneath. So like I said, there are 4 different rider modes and then change between them. All you're going to do with your thumb, you're just going to push that mode button bottom right hand side on the handlebar, and then that's just how you cycle through different modes. Close the throttle and there you go, stops blinking, and now we're into Export. Tuareg engine is a twin cylinder. It is the front 2 banks of the Aprilia V4. So far I'm really happy with it. It's got enough get up and go for the back roads or the B roads. Handles really nicely. You can't really tell, it's on the hybrid tyres, so a little bit of vibration through the bump, but handling wise you wouldn't be able to tell got different type of tyres on. Brakes are good. Okay, so one thing Aprilia has input into this bike, very similar to the Aprilia Tuareg as well, it's got the emergency brake. What that means is if you slam on the brakes, it will put your hazards on for you. So a nice little safety touch from Aprilia. Didn't need to, but it's nice to have. What I'm seeing from these brakes are actually they're really good, really sharp. One thing you do notice though, there is a lot of dive on the front suspension. When I rode the KTM 1290 Adventure S, that had the anti-dive, and that thing was phenomenal. So you do notice this quite a lot when you're going down. There is a lot of travel, but it's something to be aware of. This video wouldn't have been possible without the support of Motorcorsa, so thank you very much for them for lending us this demo bike. If you want to get yourself booked in, their information will be in the description box below. The jacket I'm currently wearing, I will be doing a review on it. This has come from Motorcorsa as well, but they haven't paid us for it, they've only given us the jacket for us to do an honest review. So stay tuned for that video coming very soon. Ah, blue sky. It's one thing you notice, this bike has got some nice wide handlebars, and I tell you what, it really helps with the handling. It flicks really nicely. So on the back roads, this thing handles beautifully. So just flicking through the trip menu there, going on to the average fuel. This bike does come with an 18 litre fuel tank, and I'm hitting just under 56 miles per gallon. So the fuel consumption on this is going to be really good. I'd love to have this for a couple of days so I can do a full day's riding to see how many miles you do get per tank. But unfortunately, we have only got this for a couple of hours from Motorcorsa. Me personally, I think if you're just getting into the world of adventure style riding, this is an ideal platform to jump on. Yes, it is tall, so if you are the shorter rider, you are going to have to look at getting a lower seat or adjusting the suspension. But if the height isn't a problem, the price range is pretty good for the amount of tech that's on this bike. It handles beautifully, and the electronics just aren't overwhelming. Yes, it's got traction control, ABS, engine management, engine braking, cruise control. You can turn the ABS off front and rear. It's got that tech there, but in the settings it's not overwhelming when you jump on it. It's easy to navigate, it's easy to adjust. So if you're a first time rider coming into the adventure world, this would be a great bike for you to jump on. Today I've really enjoyed this 660 engine, and I'm looking forward to jumping on a RS 660 and the Tuono 660. I know Zoe's looking forward to jumping on those as well, because one of those could be her future new bike. Like I said, the only thing for me that's missing from this bike is a shifter up and down from the factory. I think that would set this bike up perfectly. But beggars can't be choosers, it is an optional extra. If you want it that bad, you get it put on. 200 quid. Done. So this is the Tuareg with the stock exhaust. Let's see how she sounds. Okay, not too bad. When you do start opening her up, she sounds really nice. So as I mentioned earlier, you can change the settings for individual and off-road. On the left hand side, you're going to hold the right. You're going to come to the different menus, and you're going to push up on the D-pad, until you get to the riding mode, and then push right to enter it, and there you go, you got your urban, and it shows you what the different settings are for the engine management, the engine braking, traction control and ABS. Explore, exactly the same. And now this is when you go into the off-road, and then from there push right on the D-pad, and there you go, you can see it going from off 1 all the way through to 4. And if you play around with it, have a go and you don't like it, all you do, go down onto the reset, push right and then the yes, and there you go, all your settings are back to the base setting, and then you can play around with them again. Same again, individual, you can adjust all of them. If you don't like what you've done, push reset and then go again, and that's it. Really simple to change around. It's good to see that they've given you the ability to change some of the riding mode settings. And like I said, you can turn off the ABS for just the rear or the front and the rear. Well, ladies and gents, that has been my riding review on the 2022 Tuareg 660. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We've got some amazing bikes lined up for 22. Remember, if you want to throw your leg over this Tuareg, head on over to Motorcorsa. Their information will be in the description box below. Until the next video, ride safe.